All right, let me get this pan heated up. So here's what we got. We got a cast iron pan here, Lodge 12-inch. Get them for like 30 bucks, basically anywhere. So that's what we're doing here. I got it on medium heat. So it's going to take about 15 minutes to heat up. While we do that, we're going to cut the things that are going to go in with the beef. So some garlic, we're going to grab some herbs, typically thyme. I have oregano, so that's what we're going to use. Like I said, garlic, and we're going to do some onions and garlic for the beans. We're going to get some water going for the white trash mac and cheese. And yeah, that's what's up. Three cloves of garlic, 2 for the beans, 1 for the steak. Let me get the water going. So like I said, we're going to do mac and cheese, green beans, and some steak here. Get it there. Let me grab an onion. So if you watch my Patsy U recipe, you know that how I like to cut my onion. I like to do the French cut, which is exactly what I'm going to do for these green beans. So we cut it in half, tops and bottoms, peel, right, just like such. Throw all this in the compost. Get that out of here. Oh, I'm going to pull that sausage out. This sausage, not something dirty, Major. 1750 or 69 or whatever it was. 1751. What's that? Oh. He's probably doing his own stream. All right, so while that thaws, we're going to cut these onions here. All right, so that's going to be for the beans. It's a lot of onion, but it'll cook down. We'll do like a mild caramelization on it or something maybe. I don't know. Just kind of play it by ear. I do love cooking steaks. Oh, one thing I meant to do before we get too deep into anything is it's always best to season your steak for like an extended period of time, like 5 to 15 minutes, so that way that salt can really get into it. So we're going to do that real quick. So you can always rinse your beef if you want. It is better just to pat it with a paper towel. It's just better for the beef in general. That goes for pork as well for the most part. I mean, you really don't need to wash it unless there's like, you know, I don't know, like you dropped it on the floor or something. But, you know, typically what we do in restaurants is we just do this. Dab it with some paper towels. That's it. Just dry it off a little bit, just like that. All right. Now we're good to get it here. This is just the pan that I'm going to season it in. We're going to turn the oven on just in case I have to keep this warm. You do want to rest your steak for at least 5 minutes after it's done cooking. However, you also don't want it to get cold. So on the off chance my timing's off, we'll just be prepared. Obviously, I'm washing my hands because I just touched raw meat. Granted, I mean, you know, it's steak, so we're probably okay, but, you know, it's just gross in general. You definitely want to be sanitary. So, all right. Using my other hand to flip it. Let's get some more salt on here. You want to season very, very liberally. You don't want to over season it. You don't want it to look like a salt crusted, but you do want to season it very well. So that's the trick to a good steak, honestly. I mean, obviously you don't want to overcook it, but just well seasoned is definitely a trick there. Don't be stingy with the salt, Mark. So let me grab the mac and cheese. So I got that on hand, ready to go. All right. This is the expensive Aldi mac and cheese. It's $1.20 instead of 20 cents. So, you know, we splurge around here. All right. All right, so we got our garlic. I prefer, honestly, so for the steak where we're going to saute, we're not going to chop the garlic. All I'm going to do, I'm just going to give it a quick little smash like that, so it's a little broken up, you see? A little bit more. There we go. That's how I want it to look. So it's like that. So that way, when it burns, because it will burn a little bit, just brown a bit more than I want, it won't, like, actually burn like these slivers will if that's what I were to use. So we're going to do that. All right, and that's for the green beans. This is for the steak. I'm going to grab some oregano. All right. Some nice oregano sprigs there. Fresh from our little herb box, if you will. Just gonna give them a quick little rinse. They're inside. It's probably not terribly necessary, but you know, safe than sorry, as they say. So, all right. So this is getting hot. We're almost there. Let me cut up the green beans here, which are actually purple beans. So these are our Taiwanese long beans, the purple varietal. Pretty cool shit. They're like a foot or two long, but they're delicious. They taste just like green beans. They grow great down here in the hot temperature. So we are just going to cut these up here. Let me put this in something so I have a little bit more room. My, okay. So, mise en place, right? Keep everything where it's supposed to be. All right, so there's that. Let's get these guys trimmed up. I'm just going to take the tops off here. Hey, these things have a great yield too, and then they're super easy to grow, at least where we're at. I don't know if they would grow in cooler climates. I would presume probably, but you know, I'm not a horticulturalist or anything like that, so I don't really know. But yeah, they taste just like green beans. They're not even more hardy. They just taste like frickin' green beans. It's crazy. It's amazing what the different vegetables and stuff the planet has to offer. All right, so let's just take all these ends. Bring them all together. We're just going to cut them. Real easy like. This is nothing complicated here. You know, we want them to be like bite size, you know, no need to make them super cool looking or cut them at an angle or nothing. You know, just like that. Perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. Now we'll reuse this guy. There's nothing wrong in here. It was just keeping this stuff moist. All right. So we got that. This is very, very close. Let's get this sausage cut. This is just a basic smoked sausage. They call it a Black Forest sausage. from where we get it, but you know, if you can get a high quality smoked sausage, that's all you really need. I use this instead of andouille because I can't find andouille down here. You would think, being so close to Louisiana, it wouldn't be that difficult, but believe you me, you can't find it. So, or if you can, it's not very good quality and it's super expensive. So frankly, forget that. I have to make my own tasso because I can't find it. And believe me, that's not an easy feat on a gas grill, which is what we have. I've done it in the oven before. And you know what it tastes like? Spicy, not very smoked ham. So, but we were able to do it on the grill. And, you know, it's okay, but you need to get a real smoker, I tell you what. But for now, we just use this. And it works brilliantly. So, we're going to get the steaks going first. Yeah, we're going to get the steaks going first. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get another pan on so that I can get all this going at once. I was going to try and just do a one-pan thing, but I don't think that's going to happen. So let me get another saute pan. So, if you've never heard of these, they're called black steel or carbon steel or French steel or blue steel, whatever you want to call it. I love these things. They're basically like cast iron, but not as heavy. They don't warp terribly easily. They're fairly non-stick. Yeah, and we got rid of our Teflon. You know, this is what we use. This is what good kitchens use. Good real kitchens have some black steel in their equipment chest. So okay, so everything's cut. We just have to we just have to do it all. Oh, I gotta cut the butter. So this stuff is the secret ingredient right here. Butter and demi. I mentioned that on the stream earlier, the demi glaze. As I've said before, we make this ourselves. You just basically take chicken stock and you reduce it down really low. We make our own chicken stock, but if you can't do that, you can always just buy a quart and reduce it down to until it's thick and like, you know, glossy, you know. It's like a glaze. So I'm going to grab some wine as well because we're going to deglaze the pan. It's starting to smoke. I don't know if you can see that, but it's starting to smoke, which means I know that it's right where we want it. So. All right, just use cheap wine, you know, $2-3 bottle. That's all you need. You don't need anything nice. So it's fine. If you want to use a nicer wine, that's good. You know, they say that you want to cook with wine that you would drink. You know, I guess if I was hard up, I would drink that, but I wouldn't choose to, per se. So this pan is ready for the steaks, but because I know that this is going to take a minute, I want to get this going first. I want to get this rendered and basically to where I can add the onion and garlic before I get my steak going. My steak's only going to take 3 minutes probably, maybe 4, and I want a 5-minute rest, but I want to make sure everything's done. So we're going to get the mac and cheese in first because the water's boiling, and that's going to take about 8 to 10 minutes, I believe. 10 minutes. So let's get that going first. A little bit of salt. Be careful with this type of crap because they definitely put a lot of salt in them typically. So you don't want to overseason the water and then make it an edible dish. Can't teach people how to make box mac and cheese. It's so stupid. But whatever, it is what it is. I don't need that. We'll just do spatula here. You definitely want to stir it, otherwise you get a lump. I'm assuming most people who would be watching this have probably made mac and cheese, but if not, that's what you want to do. Stir it. Set a timer. We're going to go 11 minutes. All right, this is hot. I can feel it now. So I'm going to add just a touch of oil just to ensure that it doesn't stick. Yeah, see, look at that. Yeah, it's good and hot. All right, it's a little bit too hot. I'm going to turn it down. We're going to add the sausage. Okay. I want to get this browned and just a touch crispy. Oh man, it smells good. I love this sausage. All right, so for the sauce, we're gonna cut our butter into cubes. The idea here is that we're using enough butter to make a thick sauce. So you have to use a fair amount. You know, you can't, this is not a low-calorie dish by any means. And I also need, well, no, I don't need butter for that, I'm sorry. I'll probably put a little bit of butter in with the green beans to finish it. So you see, I mean, I'm using like about 3/4 of a stick here. That's about right. And you know, we'll use as much as we need to when we need to. We'll just slowly add that butter in, and that'll tell us what we need to use. Oops. Come on. Jeez. That is awful. All right. So yeah, so we want to get that browning flavor from the sausage. You know, it gets, when you brown stuff, it just makes a ton of flavor, as you may or may not know. That Maillard reaction, it just adds a ton of depth. If I were just to add this like that, it would be good because it's, you know, it's smoked sausage. It's already got some of that Maillard. But we're gonna get some like nice, crispy, some what we call in the industry some sooks. You see that like stuff that's kind of sticking there? That's what we call sooks. We want that. We want more of that. Because then when we add the green beans and the onions and the garlic, it's going to release liquid, which is going to pick up all of that and just make it even better. So we definitely want to get some of that little brown bits on there. Not black, brown. Just going to let that sit. While that does that, I'm going to get another beer. There it is. I thought about doing another tasting, but I figure I'm just going to go with another Carlsberg. But I am going to pair this with a Duvel. So, oh man, you can smell it. That brown is starting to come. It's starting to get that like. It's hard to explain, like that caramelized meat. So we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm going to give this another minute or two. I want to get just some more brown on that. But then we're going to basically add the onions and garlic, which are going to pick up all that stuff, and then it's going to start to brown itself and caramelize real nicely. Yeah, you can hear the popping. It's starting to change the way that it sounds. What, did it go down? It's burnt. What's wrong with it is that it's burnt. Nothing else other than that. Okay, so now I can smell it's starting to change. It's starting to get a little smoky. Now I want to add my my onion and garlic. What did he say? So okay, so we add our onion and garlic. I'm going to add some salt. What this is going to do is it's going to bring out the moisture of the onion and garlic and help bring up those sooks. Wow. Yeah, that's good. Oh yeah. Oh, daddy. What's that? I can't hear you. There is? How does he know that? I have it on Twitch soundtrack. There shouldn't be. Uh-oh. Maybe I didn't get it right. Who is it? Oh, well, I'll have to check. All right, anyway. That's cooking. I don't have time to deal with the music in the background. So, all right, now I got some clarified butter here. That is too hard to work with. So we're gonna microwave that real quick. All right, so you see how this is getting nice and brown there? It's starting to pick up some of that goodness from the pan. We're gonna let it cook down a bit more before we add anything else to it. All right, now our butter's melted. Put that in the pan. We put a good amount in there. All right. Now, I don't want to use these because I don't want to dirty more things than I have to. So we're gonna put the steaks in. Notice I only put salt on it, no pepper. I don't prefer pepper on my steaks. I just like simple salt. I think that's all that it needs. So we're gonna put the steaks in, just like that. Now, while these are in here, we're also gonna add the herbs and garlic. And here is the French trick to a cast iron steak. All right. Take your handle. We're gonna dip it down till we get that butter. We're just gonna put it over the top of the steaks here. That nice herb butter. It's gonna pop a lot until these herbs kind of fry a bit. But just don't be a pussy, you'll be fine. But one of the reasons we use cast iron for this is because it holds its heat so well, you don't have to worry about it not searing. Uh-oh, those overcooked a little bit. So we kind of cooked the shit out of that. It's all right. We're gonna add the green beans. We're gonna turn her down to medium-low. A little bit more salt, build those flavors, toss them in. All right. And we're gonna let that cook. Honestly, because of the way that it's looking, I'm gonna put a lid on it. What? What's he saying? He's talking shit over there? Hey, Drake. I'm sure you're talking shit. I can't see the chat, though. I'll get to you in a minute. All right, so these steaks are, need another 30 seconds or so on this side. Pasta's almost ready. Looks like we're basically on track here. Let me rinse or wash this out real quick. All right, we're gonna flip these steaks. Look at that, gorgeous. A little bit more butter on the top. I'm gonna splash a little water in here just to speed these guys up a touch, get some steam. Lit her up. Let's see where these guys are at. Oops. Done. Pull that out. Okay, those are done. That's done. Maybe even a little overdone. Not bad. Leave it right there. I don't think we're going to need this oven, so I'm going to turn it off. But, you know, you want to be prepared. Okay. So, now, we're going to do our demi. Actually, let me finish the mac and cheese first here. Alright. So, such a sloppy little sack. Alright. Mix that in, get that heated up. You know, I mean, there is something wrong with it, though. I mean, like, how does cheese sauce sit in a pouch and, like, not go bad? What is in this? Let's see. Let's say cheese sauce. Water, cheddar cheese, pasteurized milk. That's surprising. Oh, that's pretty straightforward, man. There ain't nothing crazy there. You know, I will say that is all natural, as far as I can tell. Must be some science behind how they keep it. Alright, so this is good and hot. I'm going to turn that pan off. It's starting to smell like it's borderline burning. So, I'm going to grab a spoon. I can get this demi out. But what we're going to do before we hit it with the demi is we're going to deglaze with some wine. So this is just going to cool the pan down. Get up all those sooks and stuff. Alright, there we go. Alright, now we're going to turn this back on, just low. Reduce a little bit more. Alright, I'm going to put 2 good spoonfuls in here. That should cut it. We're going to let that cook down until it's nice and thick. So it's still really, really thin here. Just turn this back up. Let's make sure we're not burning our green beans. That stuff's done. You can see how they changed color a bit. They're still nice and al dente, but they're definitely done. So I'm going to kill the heat on this guy. I already did, apparently. All right. Okay, so there, we're almost here. See the sauce? It's almost there. It's still a little thin. We want it just a touch thicker, so we're going to give it another 30 seconds to a minute, I bet. We are also going to taste these green beans, make sure they're seasoned how we want. You know what? They're good. It's really good. Love the sauce. God damn. All right. All right, now we're there. So you see how it's nice and thick. It's almost fully evaporated. We want to get it right to almost evaporated. It's called au sec, which means almost or almost dry, something like that, close to dry. I don't speak French, but the way that we remembered in culinary school was you go au sec, au shit. So right before you get to au shit is when it's done. So we're gonna add some butter in here. All right. Now when I add this, it's very important that I keep the sauce and butter moving. Otherwise, it will break. This is the hard part. Keep it moving. We're emulsifying the butter with the water from not only the butter, but also the stock, and it looks like I've already broken it. I've already fucked the sauce up. That's how hard this is. It's not really hard, it's just time and patience and... I don't know, I just fucked it up. It's all good. It'll still taste good, but it is definitely broken. Can try adding water to see if that helps. Typically it doesn't. Usually it just fucks the sauce up more. Which looks to be the case here. Well, fuck it, we'll add some more butter to it. See what happens. Probably nothing positive. This will work though, but you know, I don't usually break them, but of course, because I'm doing a live stream, of course I did break it. What are you gonna do? It is what it is. Like I said, it'll still taste good. It won't be as good, you know, it'll definitely have like a greasy kind of flavor to it, which sucks, but it'll work either way. Alright, well, that's fucked. Anyway, I'm going to add butter to the green beans, and we're just going to finish them with that. Very similar to how we finished the sauce. It's going to add a nice mouthfeel. Just toss that in. It's going to give it a nice sheen and glisten. It's just good stuff all around. So yeah, look at that. At least something on this plate's going to be the way I intended. That sauce is so fucked. I could do it again, but I'm not going to. And then I would have also lose the fond and all that, the sooks. So, all right. Well, we're done, I guess. So, let me plate this up. This is for my wife and I. Obviously, I'm not eating 2 steaks. I'm probably not going to eat all this mac and cheese or green beans. Well, I might, but I can tell you my wife won't. So there's the white trash mac and cheese. There's the greens, the purple green beans with sausage. That looks so good. And then the steaks. Right there. All right. Now let's take my fucked up sauce that I kind of want to throw in the trash, and we'll put this hot mess on there. Whatever. C'est la vie. Can't win them all. All right. Well, that's that. That's how you do it. I'm gonna go eat this in, I guess, in front of the computer. Y'all can watch me. So yeah, that's what's up. Let me turn off this camera so I can move it so you don't have to see me doing all that. Okay, so that's how you make a steak in between Overwatch matches. Let's see what Major had to say. Oh, Lord. He had a lot to say. Oh, he didn't say I had copywritten music. He said I had music. Yeah, I know there's music. That's the point. Jeez Louise. I will not take my shirt off. I will allow that. All right. That's funny. Okay, let's eat this. Yeah, you can see, well, you can't see, but the sauce is totally broken and fucked. I totally ruined that. All right. Duvel single. Fantastic Belgian Golden Ale. Lower alcohol than their flagship at 6.8%, but still a wonderful beer. Surprisingly holds up with steaks. Goes great with fried food. It's an all-around fantastic beer. If you're not sure what to drink with whatever it is you're having, I would say 9 out of 10 times this is a great option. So here's the pour into a Duvel glass. Granted, usually they pour these into different glasses, but we go, oh, that's not a clean glass either. Jeez Louise. All right, well, whatever. Here we go. You get the palm fruit, apple pear, slight sauce hop. You get that Belgian yeast aroma, slight candy. Just so smooth. You definitely get a pear taste, highly effervescent, not as high as a regular Duvel. I mean, it's just a fantastic beer. So I'd go more into it, but I just want to eat this steak. Oh man, that's good. I love the fatty part. Very good. Oh, cook. Maybe a little over. But it's pretty solid. I'd call that a medium, maybe a mid-rare. Definitely on the medium side of mid-rare. Still good. Ah, so good. Mac and cheese is fine. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Let's check this out. Green beans are perfect. A little bit of give, but definitely tender. Onions are nice and sweet. Nice caramelization. And the sausage is just phenomenal. As I say, crush the green beans. Steak is pretty perfect. Sauce is fucked. But what are you gonna do? Oh yeah, it's better as I get closer to the center. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Perfectly cooked. Now, when I buy steak, I buy the whole subprimal. So I cut my own steaks, which, you know, you don't have to do. Obviously, you can buy cut steaks, but I'm telling you, you definitely save money doing that. And then you get meat for grind, then you get fat, that you can render and cook with or do other things with. It's worth the endeavor. And wonder that's hard to do. I mean, for ground meat, all you need is a grinder. If you have a KitchenAid, you buy a grinder for like $50, $100. I don't remember what it costs. It's not bad. That's so good. Oh man, I didn't get enough on my fork. I just want to inhale this. You know what I'm going to do? While I do this, I don't need to change anything on my stream anymore, so I'm going to pull up the fights. Let's do this. I'm going to pull up the fights here. We're going to watch the MMA. I'm not a real boxing fan. We'll definitely watch the, what's it called? Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh, rear naked choke! Oh, that was a replay. That was good though. Hang on, I can't hear it. Yeah, that was a good finish. It was quick too. It's only 8:20. God damn, these beans are good. One of the keys is finishing it with that butter, I'll tell you what. But you see how easy this was. None of this was difficult. It was super easy. I sauteed a couple of things. I cooked some steaks for a minute. I mean, you just don't overcook it. Like, it's not hard. If you need to, you can use a thermometer on the steak. I don't suggest it, but you know, I mean, if you don't know how to cook a steak, just use a thermometer. It's not a big deal. Anybody who tells you differently is an asshole. You know, you don't want to be putting a thermometer in it like multiple times, but you know, once or twice, it's fine. I'll be honest, I'm not super excited about this fight card, but we'll see. Sometimes the sleeper cards are one of the better ones. And I'll tell you, the prelims have been fire this year. Basically the full year. Doesn't Anthony Smith have wrestling background? I thought he did. Maybe not. I don't remember. You know, Anthony Smith was the guy who got his house broken into and had to fight off an intruder. That poor bastard. I'm sure he regrets that crap. Seems like it was very traumatic for Smith and his family. Man, there's so many more Chinese fighters. That's awesome. I'll say that sausage is a little salty, but it's way a beer. Look at that. I don't want to listen to commercials. I've heard those commercials so many damn times. Oh, the steak is beautiful. So yeah, I thought I overcooked it, but I mean, come on, look at that thing. Look at that. Holy shit. I couldn't have cooked it any more perfect. Oh man. I'm just gonna house this. Oh my god. It's so good. I don't know why you would watch me eat this steak, but if you are, more power to you. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. Oh God, it's so good. Again, I do prefer ribeye, but I will say this was a good cut. Well butchered, if I don't mind saying so myself. Well, he's one of the scariest looking people, I swear to God, Anthony Smith. I know it's white trash, but man, I love that Bax mac and cheese, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can definitely make better homemade, without question, hands down, no question. But for a box mac and cheese, it don't suck. Mm. Dude, mixed with that beef and butter sauce. I say that loosely. So good. Okay. My favorite part of steak is the fat. I know, I'm a weirdo like that. But this piece right here, that's, oh, I can't wait for that. That guy's Tibetan? Sorry, all the Tibetans I know, they don't look like that. Like fucking butter. Oh my God. Mm. I love the fat cap. It is my favorite part. When I used to work in catering, we would have to do like dozens of prime ribs at a time, and they always had that fat cap. We always left the fat cap on it too, so that way all the fat would kind of like make it even more moist and just cook in it. And then before we would carve it, we would take the fat cap off, and we would take the train off, as we call it. I tell you, man, that train, you can only eat a couple of bites because it's so rich, but holy shit, just salty and fatty and beefy and just delicious. Mm. So good. I always wanted you to try taking those, slicing them thin, and dehydrating them, and turning them into chitlins or rinds. I bet that'd be fantastic. If anybody's ever done that, let me know. Mm, mm, mm. Oh my God, steak's so good. I barely drank the beer. The food was so good.